Hey everybody, working on my puzzle. I really like putting together puzzle pieces. This is my newest puzzle. It has 300 pieces and I don't know where to start. I don't know how to connect the pieces. The only guidance I have is the picture of what the puzzle should look like when it's finished. But you know, anyone who knows me knows that I really like these puzzle pieces. I don't mind working on these by myself or with someone else. Either way, my analytical mind is working and I'm being reflective, and it's like therapy for me, you know. It's peaceful. I get thoughts, answers, all kinds of things happen. But I tell you, looking at these puzzle pieces, not knowing where to start, but knowing that they go together and they fit together to make one big picture. There's a purpose for all of them. Kind of reminds me of life. You know, life for most of us. You know, we have these pieces. We have our past, we have our present situations, we have our ambitions, our dreams, hopes. Just have pieces of a story, you know. And I don't know about you, but I don't always rush to get the answers, how they all fit together, you know. And everyone approaches putting together or the synthesis of something differently. I don't like to spend a lot of time asking too many questions. I do ask questions. Excuse me. Ask myself questions, ask the Lord questions most of all. But I find that just asking questions, it's useless if I don't have understanding. And if I don't really believe that the God of my salvation, my good shepherd who takes care of me, will answer. And he may not answer when I want him to, but he'll answer. And I just have to trust that all the pieces, the good, the bad, and the ugly, will all work together for my good, and that somehow or another, some way or another, the Lord will make all of these pieces come together for one beautiful purpose, one picture. I believe that. And, you know, I've been dealing with some things, and as of today, it's been a week that I lost a very dear companion, my fur baby. And I tell you, I used to be one of those people years ago, before I became a pet owner, who would laugh at people who would, you know, really get all in their feelings about their pets. I don't anymore. You know, as we evolve, we learn things, you know. Learned to forgive myself. I've learned to forgive others about things. Doesn't mean I accept certain behaviors from myself and others that are not appropriate. It just means that I don't hold on to it, so that I can be at peace and I can be better and I can move on, you know. And the same thing about how my perspective is on different things in life. It's changed. The death of my beloved dog, Ali, has made me very pensive, and it's made me think about me. I'm grateful for his life. I deal with the loss. Excuse me. I'm dealing with the loss, and but it makes me realize a lot of things that we take for granted. You know, love, companionship. Excuse me. And all of those wonderful things we should just never take for granted when we get it. We should never take it for granted. And so, with that being said, putting together this puzzle, I believe that that aspect of my life, having a companion for 12 years who truly loved me and I truly loved him, I believe that he fulfilled his purpose on this earth, and I was glad to be a part of it. I really was. I am so much better today than I was last Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. So much better. But I'm grateful. You know, people have asked me, well, will you ever get another dog? Because I know dog owners who have never, and cat owners, and I was a cat owner at one time too. And I had a cat for 12 years also. Well, 12 must be the number, huh? But had a cat as well, and I tell you, his departure, or having to give him up, that's what I did, was really rough as well. You know, I think about things like boiled eggs. You know, my cat loved boiled eggs, and so did Ali. He loved boiled eggs, so boiled eggs today, and I did better than I expected with that. But I'm grateful. And someone asked me, would I, you know, own pets again? Yes, I would. You know, just not ready right now, but I plan on it. And I'm grateful. I had someone offer me 2 dogs. Can you believe that? Someone offered me 2 dogs, a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, and that was really sweet. But I'm not ready yet. And I know I've had people telling me that, oh, a rescue dog will be really great. That's probably maybe good. I don't know. But 2-year-old, 5-year-old, kind of want them as a puppy and raise them on. I don't know. But I think it's a little too early for me right now to be talking about that. I'm still looking at some of Ali's things around here, like his collar and his dog food. I do plan to go to a shelter though and see if they need anything. I have lots of things to give away, you know, and I have some other things here. I don't want to be one of those people who collects all of their pets' things around the house. You know, it's a memorial to the pet. I don't want that. So I have some things that I need to get rid of, and so that's, you know, it's one of the things that the Lord has been sharing with me. I know all things work together for the good of them who love God, and I do love God. And I'm a clean person and organized most of the time. So it's not like I have stuff everywhere, but I do see the Lord moving things around. For what? I'm not quite sure, but he's making room. And so he's been speaking to me because in my mourning and in my grief, I am making myself available to the Lord, because I know all things work together for my good, because I am called according to the purpose of God, and I do love him. So I know that all things work together for my good. And I do believe that the Lord is just shifting some things around, because the loss of my beloved Ali is not the only thing, but it's been a pattern and a series of things that have been happening over time. And the Lord is shifting some things around. And I just hear him saying, make room. Now, what am I making room for? We'll both find out. And I just believe I'm making room, and sometimes everybody can't be a part of the next shift for whatever reason. It doesn't have to be because they're bad people or whatever. You know, you see those posts a lot on social media. Oh, then can't take everybody with you. They don't have to say this. And it's all, usually it's kind of like a negative undertone. But it doesn't always have to be negative. It's just sometimes it's us who, not the other person or thing, that's the problem. It's us. We're clingy or whatever. And where we're going, it is the absence of that person, that thing or whatever that will help us to become who it is that God has in mind. It's always about what God has in mind. You know, we have a lot of things in mind, don't we? But it's really all about what the Lord has in mind. And I do believe he always has in mind greater. And my beloved Ali was a part of several transitions in my life recently in the last 5 years. And I've shared this publicly, and I still will continue to share it publicly. My separation of a marriage of 20 plus years, leading to a divorce, a silver divorce they call it these days, when you're married 20 plus years or so. And having to become an empty nester, because the divorce actually happened around the time of our daughter's graduation from college, and she's a woman now and she's out on her own, so truly an empty nest. And not too long after that, another transition, emotional transition, financial transition, retirement. Decided to leave the world as I have known it for 30 plus years, serving in public education the way that I have. There may be a different capacity for me, but in that particular capacity, the time, the season has run its course. So. And other transitions as well, you know, and each time, I mean, just moving out of an environment that one has established and been used to, helped to build. Ali was a part of that, so he was always with me. Travel dog, you know, state to state, you know, wherever, but he no longer will be. And the Lord spoke to me that sometimes with transitions, those things that we are used to are sometimes in the way. And I don't know about you, I do believe in being human and allowing ourselves to grieve, mourn, what have you. But like the Lord said to the prophet, you know, how long will you mourn for Saul? God gives us a timetable. Not to say that mine is up, but, you know, mourning for the loss of dreams. You know, I never planned to get married to be divorced. You know, just a lot of things that I dreamed of and how I saw my life have not been how I pictured them. And, but it doesn't mean that we have to mourn these things forever. We are human, we mourn, and through the grace, hallelujah, through the grace of God, which gives us strength, you and I, we can move through and past those transitions that are such a challenge. I personally know people who have not dealt well with those types of challenges that I've mentioned and other transitions. And I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be stuck. I want to be human. I want to feel. I want to know what it's like to feel so that I can have compassion on someone else. But I don't want to be stuck in a place of movement, a season of change. So I've just accepted that in all that has transpired, I will remain an open vessel for the Lord, for what he has for the next. So all of these little puzzle pieces just remind me, excuse me, just remind me of aspects of my life over time, you know, that are really coming together, and they're coming together in ways that I least expected, you know. God is so sovereign. He does things the way he wants to, when he wants to, and how. So, you know, this is a visual blog. And I know that one of my purposes on life is to be an encouragement to someone else, to influence, to impact. And even through my challenges, changes in life, my ups and my downs, they are meant to encourage someone else. It's not always about me. It's about you. You know, you don't have to go through what I'm going through, but you're going through something. You're not perfect. And I know it and you know it. But this is a moment putting together, synthesizing. You know, I'm not doing it. God's doing it. And I'm just allowing him to put together the aspects of my life to create a masterpiece, because that is what I am. I am his handiwork. Fearfully and wonderfully made. So I hope today that you will see your life as this beautiful masterpiece puzzle coming together, and there's only one who can put it together, and that's the Lord our God. And in doing so, allow yourself to make room for whatever it is God is planning to do in your life. Stop trying to figure it out. It's hard to do that sometimes, especially if you have an analytical mind like me. But let him make room for whatever it is that's coming next. It's a new day. Fresh fire. Still at work.